What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and sorry it's been a little late. We're dropping the video Sunday morning here, right before the games, but we're gonna be doing our NFL preview for the week, as we'll try to get this content out sooner rather than later, and hopefully this will just be the last week that we drop it on the day of the games. But I'll start off here with our pick results. Jerry, the guest picker, was our big winner last week, 12-4.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. He took the Panthers over the Saints. He took the Cowboys over the Chargers. Neither of us took that, and just those wins here and there added up for him. So Ethan's 10-6 on me right now, and his overall record is 20-12, and then I'm 19-13. So we're pretty close there. I forgot to update it there, but and then I'll talk about our first game as well, as this game is already over. Panthers won, but they lose CMC for a few weeks here.
That's a tough injury.
Yep, tough injury for Panthers, but they're rolling right now, and they don't play their next game until 7 days from today. So look, they'll be trying to get him healthy and as back as quick as possible.
So for our first Sunday 1:00 game, we got the Washington football team going up against the Buffalo Bills. We both took the Bills here. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. End up being like a low-scoring game, but I have the better quarterback in the game, winning it for his team, and probably about 17-13.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Alan. He hasn't really had like his big game yet, and I think this will be his breakout game. But Washington with Heineke at quarterback, it's still a little risky, so I'm going with the Bills. I don't know what to say about this one, honestly, just because
Justin Fields' first start.
You got Fields starting, so that's going to be interesting. And then you also have the Browns getting Odell back. So two debuts, you could say, and I'm going with the Browns because it's at home and they're the more proven team this year already. With the Bears, there's still lots of questions.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm taking the Browns, the more experienced, better offensive line. Justin Fields, going to be exciting to see him play. Hopefully he can make some good throws. All the Bears fans are going to be excited after this one. But I do have the Browns winning the game.
For our next matchup, you got the Ravens going into Detroit. They're heavy favorites here, as expected. Just knocked off the Chiefs last week. And, there's not really much to say about this Lions team already, as they're supposed to be top receiver going into the year. He's hurt and on the IR. So it's going to be a long year for the Lions, but Goff has to throw the ball a lot, and he's looked good for the most part, but the defense is just letting him down.
I got nothing to say about that. I got the Ravens winning. Next, we got the Colts and Titans, a big divisional game. We both have the Titans. I think it's going to be a close game, but so far, watching the Titans play and come back against the Seahawks last week is what makes them a better team right now over the Colts.
And, Wentz, who knows what's going on there. So, it could be a risky option here for quarterback because they have, Easton or someone else. So, the safe bet here is the Titans, and it's obviously at home, so that plays a factor as well. So I'm going with the Titans.
Now for our next game, we got the Chargers going up against the Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs in this one. It's going to be another big, hard-fought game going down to the fourth quarter most likely, and I'm taking the more experienced coach and quarterback. I think Herbert will look good, but end up with the Chiefs scoring a lot of points and winning the game.
I'm going with the Chiefs here, but I really wanted to take the Chargers. I would have took the Chargers if the Chiefs would have won last week, but the Chiefs are coming off a loss, and I think they have more to play for now just because, it's already week 3 and they have a loss, which is Mahomes' first September loss in his career. So I just think that there's too much on the Chiefs to start the season 1-2. So I just don't see that happening, and I'm going with the Chiefs.
We got the Saints and Patriots next. I'm going with the Patriots. The thing is, we know how the Patriots will play, and we don't know what we're gonna get from the Saints. So I'm taking the Patriots and the better run team so far.
I'm with you there. I bet you the Patriots are preparing to stop Kamara because they'd rather have Winston hurt them than Kamara. But if Kamara can have a big day, um, it could be a close game, could be a blowout. Who knows? You never know what Saints team you're getting, as you said.
Next, we got the both 0-2 Falcons versus Giants. Now I'm picking the Falcons. The Giants looked good last week, but I think the Falcons, coming off 2 losses, are gonna fight back, and Matt Ryan's gonna get a big win here and set them up for a 1-2 start.
See, I disagree with you there because the Giants should already be 1-1. After last week's blunder, and they looked really good last week. And the week before, they were off to a slow start, but they still played well. And I think that Daniel Jones is going to be a pretty good quarterback this year in a new system with Joe Judge there. And that's why I'm going with the Giants here to get back up there in the NFC East race.
Now we got my Steelers taking on the Bengals. Now I picked the Bengals because I think a lot of the defensive players are going to be out this week, which you saw the defense last week when there was no TJ Watt, no Devin Bush. They passed all over us, and they kind of ran all over us too. So I'm thinking the Bengals are going to do the same without our defensive players.
See, I agree with you there, but I don't think the Bengals have as many weapons as the Raiders do. So I'm going with the Steelers. I think it'll be a close one throughout the whole game. But I just think Big Ben's experience compared to Joe Burrow's experience in the late game, that's why I'm just going with the Steelers here this week.
Next, we got the Cardinals going against the Jaguars. Now, this would be my lock if we're picking a lock, that 7.5 favorite. I think it's going to be a blowout. Kyler Murray's looked great. That offense looked great. And even the defenses looked a lot better. So Cardinals are going to be looking for a playoff. Yeah, looking for that division title this year.
I'm with you there. And Rondell Moore, I think will have a big game here. Because I know the Jags has like a few good corners, but nothing like, obviously superstar level talent. But someone's got to guard D-Hop, and then someone's got to guard Christian Kirk. So I think either Kirk or Rondell Moore will have a big game here. And I'd start him this week if you have him in fantasy.
For our first 405 game, we got the Broncos taking on the Jets, and Broncos have looked really good this year. 10.5-point favorites. I'm taking the points there and taking the Broncos.
I'm with you there. Broncos look solid, and I think Teddy Bridgewater has proven that he can be a playoff quarterback as he looks to compete in the toughest AFC division this year.
Next, we go in with the Dolphins going up against the Raiders. I'm picking the Dolphins. Just heard that Jacoby Brissett will be the quarterback on Sunday. I think his ceiling is about the same as Tua's. I just think he's a little bit more understanding of the game already than the young quarterback. So I think they're going to be better this week and end up beating the Raiders.
See, I'm disagreeing with you here this week just because the Raiders are hot and they're going to stay hot. It's a home game here in Vegas. So, all those Raiders fans are going to be loud and making it tough for Brissett in his first start in a while. So I feel like I just can't go against the Raiders just because they've already proven us wrong in the first 2 weeks here. And I'm just going to keep rolling with them.
We got the Buccaneers and the Rams, the number 1 versus the number 2 ranked team in our power rankings. I'm going with the home team, the Rams. I think that offense has been really explosive, and I think it's been just explosive enough to squeak by the Bucs in a really good game.
See, I'm with you there, but the Rams haven't played an offense like Tom Brady-led offense. I think he's going to pick them apart. Avoid Ramsey and avoid Donald when he can. And, after those guys, like, who else is on defense that you know? So I just think that Brady's has too many weapons for them to shut down. That's why I'm going with the Bucks, and I expect the Bucks to run the ball more than pass it this week, which is kind of a hot take because they have AB, Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, all those weapons, but they still have playoff Lenny, and if they're just gonna double team Donald, I think lots of holes will be filling up, and Fournette will have a good game this week.
Next, we got the Seattle Seahawks going into Minnesota to play the Vikings. I got the Seahawks and the better quarterback here. For the Vikings, you don't want to start off in that 0-3 start, so it's going to be a tough one. But I think the Seahawks are the better team right now, even if Dalvin does play.
I think I am going with the Vikings here because last week they blew another kick, lost, and the week before they went to overtime and lost. So this team could be 2-0 easily. And unfortunately, they're just the victims of hurting themselves, right now and early this year. And I just think this is too big of a game for them to lose. So I think they'll get in the win column this week as, they can't get in the division 0-3. And let's say the Packers win this week and they're already 2-1. And, they're already 2 games behind in the division going into week 4. That's not what you're looking forward to here.
Now we got your Packers playing against the Niners. You talk about your Packers.
Yeah, so the Packers, everyone's overreacting like they always do. Bad week 1, whatever. Then Rodgers comes out, lights up the Lions. Aaron Jones, he was on a mission last week. First home game at Lambeau since losing his father. And he really put on a show for him, and I'm sure his father was happy up in heaven for him. But, this Packers team, this is the year that they have to win it, or else, this might be their last chance for a while because Devontae could walk if Rodgers leaves. Jordan Love, who knows what you're going to get out of him in the next coming years. Right. And besides Adams and Rodgers and Jones, like those 3, like I don't really know how the Packers could win more than 8 games in the upcoming years. So they just got to go all in this year. And I think games like these are the ones you need to win to, get to the Super Bowl and make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm taking the 49ers, though, because I think that defensive line is going to stifle the run game for the Packers, which will force a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and I feel like he'll throw a pick or 2, and that will end up being the difference in the game.
And for our last game, we have pretty much whoever's going to take the lead in the NFC East. We're both going with Dallas here, but I'll argue for Philly's point. We know Jalen Hurts has looked pretty good compared to Carson Wentz's few years in Philly. He's obviously playing a lot better than him before his injury. And Devonta Smith has looked good. Rager's looked good. Quez Watkins, he's looked pretty decent. And Miles Sanders really hasn't had like a spectacular game. He's just been average. So with the Dallas defense, you don't know what defense you're going to get. I expect Miles Sanders to have a big day, but in the end, I'm going with Dallas.
All right, so that'll wrap up our picks. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment and subscribe. We're excited for Sunday, so Bench Buddies are out.
She never called back.